So we're going to try to make a quick video on meat birds. Very simple stuff. If you want a more in-depth video, let me know in the description. And if you're new here, I never asked for this, but hit subscribe, hit the like button, and if you have a hype left for the week, make sure you hit the hype. Being responsible for your own food means growing some things that you might have to take the life of. What you want to do with meat birds is you want to have your brooder already set up. So you want to have your food in there, your heat on, as well as a waterer. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and dip the beaks of these chicks. We're a little dark in the shed, so I have to change the ND filter. So we're going to go ahead and dip them and show you guys what we're doing. And as I'm dipping them, I'll tell you about the water mix that we use. So what we're going to do is we're going to count them. And we're going to put all of them beaks into the water. All right? 1. 2. 3, 9, 10. I will talk to you guys in just a second. So what I do for ease of dunking is I grab the chick like this, middle finger down to the pinky, and I have my thumb free. I'm able to tilt them up, keeping their legs like that, and I'm able to dip the beak in the water. So the hatchery we use is Myers Poultry. They're in Pennsylvania. They always send a couple extra birds in case there's any DOAs, and they're usually very healthy. What I like to do with my water, sometimes I'll mince garlic, but we always put 1 tablespoon per gallon of apple cider vinegar in there. Just a good little health booster for the birds. And what we'll do is I'm going to flash up a thing of the feed rations that we use, and you're going to give them free choice for the first week. After the first week, you're going to ration every 12 hours. It's very simple. You take the amount of birds, you multiply the amount of feed they get for each week, you divide that by 7, you divide that by 2, so you get a morning feed and a night feed. And for the brooder, you need 3 birds per square foot up to 3 weeks. Once they're 3 weeks, they can go out on grass as long as it's not like freezing at night. We did hit a night that was 37 degrees, around 3 weeks old for them, and they did just fine. Worst case, you can put a tarp over them, and they're very loud. You could put a tarp over them and just let them rock and roll like that, just to keep the heat in for the night. And as long as your daytime temperatures are like 50s to 70s, you're going to be good. But remember, you're either going to burn calories staying warm or use those calories to grow. You don't do both. So if it's colder in your climate, you might want to wait a little bit longer. We start our birds, we get them the first week of April. They go out like the first week or third week of April usually. And then they're ready to harvest the last weekend of May. And then our second batch obviously is today. It's May 15th or something like that, 13th, 14th. I don't know what day it is, guys. But that's what we do, and I'll show you guys what they look like in about 5 weeks. So all their beaks have been dipped in the water. You can see now that they're all sort of starting to funnel around that. They're also starting to go ahead and munch on their food, which is a good thing. And once one starts doing it, guys, they're all going to naturally go over out of curiosity and see what's going on. So they'll do it as well. If your birds seem lethargic, what you could go ahead and do is use a rooster booster. It will affect them as far as being organic. But remember, if you're on city water, your birds are not organic anyway. You have to be on a well water system for your birds to be considered organic. Got a little dirt on this lens. Sorry, guys. So if you don't care about your birds being organic, or you're not going to raise them on organic feed, you go ahead and give them rooster booster. If not, what I do is I'll mince garlic. You take honey, you take a pinch of salt, you add that to the water. Right, you want like a tablespoon of honey for the gallon, a pinch of salt, maybe 2 tablespoons of honey. And then minced garlic is going to help them for antimicrobial and antibacterial. And then your apple cider vinegar all mixed in. It almost makes it like a little fire cider water for them. Gives them electrolyte boost, gives them a salt boost, which is electrolytes, if you guys don't know, it's just salt and sugar. So, or a handful of sugar and a pinch of salt. Here's our birds right here. These are 5-week-old birds. I'm gonna spin you around so you can see up close. These are 5 weeks old, guys. So from those little tennis balls to a 5-week-old bird, really quick. It happens almost overnight. And you see, they're in this chicken tractor. So what we do, as Justin Rhodes says, we got holy chicken squat, right? Because if you don't have to clean it up, it's holy chicken squat. If you have to clean it up, it's the devil poo, or the chicken, what is it, whatever he calls it. But what we do is we bounce them, right? So we'll start over there, we work our way down, back up, and we start a run over this way. And then we bring it back this way. What this is doing is this is fertilizing our yard as we go. The chickens will scratch, they'll aerate the soil, their manure will fertilize the soil, and the way of doing this, it'll actually sequester carbon from the air, 3 tons per year, I believe, per acre, which means we're not net carbon or net zero, but we're trying our best to reduce our carbon footprint on the earth, because we only got one earth, guys, and we have to do our part. And mind you, I'm no hippie, okay, but I love doing good stuff for the environment because there's too many fucking litter bugs. And you guys know me, I curse in my videos. I don't really care. But I hope this will help you guys on your journey to being self-sufficient and growing some of your own food. And now this is a 10-foot by 8-foot tractor, I believe, right? Yeah, 10 foot by 8 foot, so it's 80 square foot. We put about 40 birds in there. They only need 2 square foot per bird when they're out here. Now, if you look, right, 40 birds, 41, because one of them died. We had 42. Most of them are in like one little section, a little 2-foot section by 8-foot section. So tell me they need more room than that. They don't. And you're moving them fresh. They get fresh grass every day. They don't sit on top of their manure. It's like, it's amazing. Let me show you what this morning's move looked like. So some people will move them once a day. We choose to move them twice a day, because once a day, you're really gonna get like weird spots like this, right? Because sometimes they all just hang out in one area, right? So you'll get like the caking of manure like that, which is not bad, but I like my grass to grow back quicker. And if you do it a 1 day or a twice a day move, you'll actually be able to get back to this land a little bit sooner. So we really try not to have any birds on here for a full 35 days, and that's why we do a 5-week difference, right? These birds started over there, they go this way, they'll be on pasture for 5 weeks. What we do is we order birds, the next set, what we just did today, we order those birds 5 weeks later. So these birds spend 3 weeks in the brooder, they get out on the grass for 2 weeks. 2 weeks goes by, that's a 5-week difference, right? 3 plus 2. Now these birds are in the field for 2 weeks. We got our next set of chicks. They will be in the brooder for another 3 weeks, which is 5 weeks, right? 2 plus 5, or 3 is 5. And then we're going to be able to go back to the beginning where we started, which will be 35 days later, and we'll be able to keep moving, right? So if you don't have as much rain, you're going to push it a little bit longer, but we're in a pretty good climate. We get plenty of rain, plenty of wet mornings, and it really just works out. So I'm gonna leave you there. If you guys want a more in-depth of how I'm doing it, and hey, if you guys want to take a class, we'll host classes next year. Let me know in the comments if you've made it to here. Let me know if you want to take a chicken class of ours. We'll host it somewhere. We'll figure it out. Even if I have to host at a spot and bring the birds to it, we can do it. We have a completely mobile and adjustable setup of how we're going to be able to go about and butcher our birds. But I do have a video on the channel about how we butcher our birds, a little bit behind it, and yeah. I'm going to leave you guys at that. Let me know. We love you guys. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. We love you. Tell your family you love them. Catch you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.